Welcome back, everybody, to episode 9 of The Rat Hole. As always, I am Jeff, your host, and I'm always cheesed to meet you. It's good to be back. Today, we have another action packed episode for you guys. We have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot in the Cheddarverse that's happened, but before we get into everything, I'd like to introduce our guests that we have today. We have Emily Cartoons. What's going on, Emily?
What's up? I hope you're having a good day.
Every day is a great day with cheese.
Yeah, it's a good day.
We're also joined by the one, the only John Cheese. What's up, dude?
What's up? Cheese to meet you.
Cheese to meet you. Well, I mean, I've known you, but you know,
our great creator.
the great creator. So, like I said, a lot has happened. I haven't been back. I haven't been here in 2 weeks, and in between then and now, so much has happened. I think the natural place to start with is cheese.fund, our rebrand, so to speak. I honestly, I was thinking about it earlier today. I don't think it's as much of a rebrand as it is kind of cementing our identity, because we've been using the John Cheese mice since, what, January or February. The
almost
NFCs
inception.
are, yeah, so like since the beginning. So I don't see it as much of a rebrand as I do like really locking in what cheese is.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
definitely.
face a lot of identity problems in the first place, like especially like who, especially CTOs, like who's the team, who's the, like what's the main meme, what's the stuff in the community that like we're calling official and not official. So I just think we do. I think John Cheese is just the guy that brought us all together, really.
One little project, man.
Yeah, one more project, 2 more weeks.
Yeah, just 2 weeks grinding on a project. Look where it can take you. Just 2 weeks at a time.
And I think that's like what we talked about with Emily before. Is like, all these artists get in on these projects and they can't really do anything. They just like, oh, like I'm an influence. I'm like a behemoth in the space where I help out and like do all this stuff. But then like what? Like it's like, Emily, how many episodes or how many projects have you gone through where you just like you contributed and then like nothing came out of it?
I don't know. An insane amount. I can't even. More than 10. I would have. Either ones that started off of like an influence off of like art that I started, or and then everybody wanted to gather in on a team, or like something that was like a meme that everybody wanted to expand upon and make live, and it was like a firecracker that maybe went off a little bit.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of things. A lot of things end up being like flashes in the pans, especially where it's like, oh man, this thing goes crazy and it's like very hot for under 2 weeks, a week, a weekend. People just don't really like send it. Nobody wants to keep it cohesive, so
yeah, I think like 6 weeks after your attention span, I think if something passes 6 weeks mark, I think that's when something can be maybe something. I think 2 weeks is also that marker, is also an attention span if something can make it. I think that we have sort of natural mental goals that
yeah, like
we
natural
can-
momentum.
yeah.
Like, and I know John Cheese, you worked on a lot of stuff on, was it H bar or not H bar?
It was Algorand.
Algorand.
Yeah, that was back in 2021. I made NFTs on Algorand.
Oh man, and then is that? I can't even tell you about Algorand myself. Is it Do you think any of those projects are like sticking around, or is it going to be?
I feel like Algorand, at least like back in 21, it feels like Solana is right now. Like
Yeah.
just without like, launch pads and stuff, but it was pretty fun. I was making like logos and stuff for little projects. But the thing was that I had them do like contracts and stuff. So that's like the difference for me, mostly because I'm a traditional artist, so I'm used to having people sign things.
Yeah. It's like, Emily, did you ever have any people like mess you over on contracts? And because I know when we spoke before, you said a lot of your projects were like, oh, set the idea phase, everybody kind of got gung ho about it, and then like nobody really made plans for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was like also like when people got, it was mostly that people got greedy or faltered on promises, which was like most of it. So it was just like really seeing if something was rugging. I mean, to be blatant, I mean, that was kind of like, I kind of like he was saying, like, if you want something to be written and done by someone's word, I think that is like the best way. And I think that when someone tries to just go by like, oh yeah, we can probably get this done, like I actually the reason why I like to do the art is it's sort of like a signatured form of it becoming real, and then it sort of pressures the team to make it real, because I've actually like when I've gotten into other projects before, when I've said like, oh, we'll make a cartoon out of it, they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, we can do this and this and this. And they're like, no, we just want to do like the cash part of this, we don't want to do like even more. And it was sort of entertaining, because it was like they wanted the money for themselves, not for the project. And so it was like, well, how is this going to be a fair project if you don't allocate for like a real thing? This can't just be a laundered thing. So that's kind of like why I would try to see what was like more of a long-term thing, because I've already been in the industry for a long time, so I kind of knew I was getting burned by a few of the projects, so I kind of knew what buttons to push to see if they were real or not, and that was sort of my personal way of checking.
So that's my thing is like, do you think like projects don't exist without art, or do you think like art doesn't exist without projects? Because that's like the big thing that I think John Cheese kind of made us pretty cohesive about, is like when our NFTs came out, we were all like, oh man, this is the whole shebang. Like, we have NFTs, we have one artist, like we have one like cohesive look, and like, with our website it's kind of the same thing. It's like we're a project that does a lot of different stuff, but like we also are all centered around one like culture.
Yeah, I think if you're branded well and you're your own ecosystem, your own space, I think that's then I think anybody that has their own sort of branded theme, if they do it well, then anybody can. I think it's just if you get greedy with it, then things can trip up, I think. So if you guys, and if you treat an artist well that wants to stay and has fun with it, I think then that's pretty much it. And then you have such a fun theme of being able to branch out with so many with the cheese and the mice being able to be so helpful, and not get and then staying to the word of the brand, and not going away from that, I think helps. When you live with what the branding and the marketing is. And if you've done that for almost like I know that I noticed you guys before last October, if you stay consistent, then I think it really helps to keep people around.
Yeah, keep people
I
engaged.
think that's like the strongest thing with cheese, in my opinion, is that in the past 8 months or so, at least everybody that I interact with on a daily basis has, well, for the for the most part, um, has kind of has that cheese ethos in their back of their head with everything that they do, right? And that's just be consistently genuine and consistently cheese to meet everybody that you cross paths with, and being consistent will take us wherever we're trying to go. That's why I've stuck around, because everybody in here is cheese to meet me. They believe in the ethos, and I do too. It's easy, it's effortless.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering about John Cheese. Like, did you think, like, were you already prepping? You're like, oh yes, like I do art already. I've been with Cheese. I'm like, I'm gonna pull the trigger. Or did you feel like you stumbled and fell into being the guy that, like, like you are the Cheese mascot. You represent the brand by art, anyways.
With cheese, I don't know actually. I just kind of fell into the coin. Like I was doing art prior, and then I was just compelled to make a little oil painting, and then I was just like, well, I might as well just make their NFTs. I can do it. I know I could do it, right? And it's just one of those things. Like if I sat and waited, like who else is gonna do it, right? Like is the collection gonna be good? Is it gonna be up to like standard, right?
Well, I think that was our main thing. Is like I think especially after the painting came out, and like I was here. I remember that. I think a lot of people were like, oh man, like we have like real people making different content, different stuff where they want to um, obviously express yourselves, like obviously like be like add to a brand in some way. And I think, not to say that nobody else would have, but I really think that it takes people being like, oh, I'm just gonna do it, like literally, like how we
Yes.
did this with the podcast, how we do it with the art, we do it with the website, like Mr. One and Barney did it with Mouse Cafe. Like I just think we're at a point where people are like, we have definitely taken the role and chosen that we are going to be the ones to do it. So
Yeah,
Sometimes
you got to be
have to will
proactive.
stuff. Yeah, you gotta will stuff into existence, right?
yeah, and like having the power to is like comes second, right? Like having the willingness to do it definitely comes first. But I think like we can, if you give something 5-6 hours of learning, 10 hours, 2 weeks, over and over, and like you just like, cool, we want to make this better, we want to make this more polished here. Like we just get to a point where we can really deliver a lot of stuff. So
Yes, and I mean, open question, but how often do you hear people say stuff like, "Why don't we do this? I will do this. Let's do this." And talk is very cheap, and ultimately, it doesn't mean anything unless you can produce results, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing, especially if you're a creative in like the crypto space or just in general. Like your word it has so much weight, and your reputation has so much weight, right?
Totally.
Like nobody's gonna come to you and ask you, "Hey, could you do this?" if you're just rugging people and like just being an all around, jerk.
looking at you, Rado sisters. Matt
You get
Fury,
kind of
next episode.
like if the people are like, oh yeah, we're gonna do, like, remember when all these NFTs came out and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have this whole metaverse and you're gonna be in these, like, I remember like all those promises that they were doing. So like I really did like looking at the website today and looking at all like the different like places that you guys had, and it did like, I don't know, it made me think of like what I was talking about yesterday about like how you could like click on different things and different things could animate. Because like my whole job in real life was just like making little animations that you would click on, and then in like for like a few seconds they would like bop around and like do something stupid.
Emily loves it when things bop around. Got it.
Well, it's true, right? Because if you claim that your project is alive and active, I think your art should reflect that statement. You know, make your art fun and cool and reflect it.
Yeah, and I liked how your website had the lights blinking and stuff, and like, yeah. So I would like to make little like gift thingies where like it could add to like. I would like to do the pointless little extra bippity bops.
I mean, I know what you mean by, I wouldn't call them pointless. Like it adds like a bit of flavor and character, little attention to detail.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
It adds
life.
soul.
Yeah, life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literal life, soul, spirit.
Yeah, because like
Yeah,
I mean,
and then, like a roller coaster too that you did, like those kind of things. Like and then like honestly, and then when when you have kids later, they can just like sit on that for like a few minutes while you're doing something, but don't like do it a lot because it's not like the best form. But it'll be fun for them because then you can be like, look what I did, and then they touch it and then like I did that. But yeah, I really like those kind of like little I think it would be
interactables.
fun. Yeah, and like little Easter eggs and stuff. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, and I think a lot of
What's the
people
context?
come from like online stuff where they're like, oh, you know, I remember being a kid on like this website and that website, or you know, like for some of the people and cheese are like, oh, we're on Club Penguin, like we just love these things.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
my
what- how to have
sister
fun.
was on that stuff, and then like my brother, like you know, like what are those that PJ guy or whatever that
I don't know.
you know
though.
those. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, those things are awesome. But yeah.
While we're talking about the website, I would be mad at myself if I didn't give Mr. One his flowers once again for the time and effort that he spent into crafting it. I mean, it is, and I've been, you know, in the back channels, like kind of every step of the way, observing how it's all come together, and just the final product once again just hit the nail on the head. It is perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's-
was fun making it. It was really fun making it. Man, it's not just me though. Shout out to our resident technical expert Barney. If Barney was not around, I'm not sure if I could have pulled off the technical side of it. So thanks to Barney.
The one and
If you're
only
listening-
Barntoshi.
yeah.
If he's listening,
He's a mysterious guy, you know. He pops up here and there, but I mean, he's literally Chi Satoshi.
Yeah,
He really is. He really
scary.
is. Yeah, if those are listening and they haven't checked out our new website at cheese.fun, that's cheese spelled CHZ, you can check it out and have some fun. Got a pretty cool lore page with some details and fun things to explore. So yeah, take a look.
And I have a question for John Cheese and Emily too, where I'm like, what do you guys think like onboarding artists looks like, right? Like we know that you two both kind of have a background here where, you know, you stumbled upon us. You also tripped and stumbled upon whatever project you've worked with before. Do you think there's a pipeline for people like your traditional Web 2 artists that may be big on Instagram, big on this, or big on X or whatever, and they make a transition into Web 3?
I think it depends on the artist, but I can speak to my experience is, you know, coming into the Telegram, like making the NFTs and all that. It's having a victory and then feeling like you did something for the project, right? I think artists want to be able to have their work shown, seen, and like, you know, just out there in general, right? So it's just like small little victories for the artist. And I think that's part of the community side of doing that.
So, what about you, Emily? What would you tell some artists going into Web3?
I would say be humble and help a coin out there. But also hopefully be lucky and bump into cheese.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Great answer, actually. Good answer.
Because and don't ever let somebody tell you what to do and say and make you stay up all night and push you around and don't, if somebody gives you something for free, that doesn't mean that they can still push you around and say I'm gonna quit at any time and yeah, because you'll find cheese. That's another way you'll find cheese, because they're nice.
Just be here. No.
Just sit
But-
here.
And that's like, so I guess that's my question too, is like, do you think you wish you would have came into it very much like not trying to make friends, Emily, or do you think you would have been better off like, oh, I want to do everything very formally with contracts, and like, like kind of John Cheese's approach where he's like, oh yeah, I need something signed, or I need a contract that's this, or
Yeah, I'm way too nice sometimes, and I'm way too like, I'll listen to a sob story that I think is probably like fake and lame. Like, people here are probably the most evilest people I've ever met. But on the opposite side, the reason why I'm here is because I'm also meeting the nicest people. So you have to be the most selfish, nicest person to say, well, I want to find people that will equal my skills to what I want as well.
yeah, because
And
you have to value what you do, right? Like, I mean, it's your
Yeah.
time, like it's your art, it's whatever you want to come on and do, and that's kind of like I mean, I'm the same way. I'm like, oh, you know, I make the podcast, I animate stuff for everybody that speaks and everything, and I think you can at least have pride in your work when people show you value.
yeah. But if you're at if you do certain things like this kind of stuff, if you're able to build and or code and do art, you are way more valuable than some people want to try to say that you are. So like, keep doing what you're doing.
More
and-
valuable than like 99% of everybody else on X, at least. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
understatement.
Everybody else is just like a casino addict.
Or even like that. That is true. But
Don't
even like,
talk about
I'm
me,
gonna take
not
myself for
your-
example. The memes that I make are very rudimentary, and they make me laugh. But there's no real like technical skill involved. Like, I just throw them together, and I think them looking kind of shitty is a little endearing. But there's absolutely no skill involved whatsoever.
Yeah, I think
It's
especially
different
people
than
like
real art.
yeah, and obviously we're biased for John Cheese in this way, but like we think like, oh man, John Cheese comes in and like talks with other artists pretty often, and he really sends like, oh, you know, there's these fundamentals, there's these kind of like strategies that people use, and like John Cheese can like really stand behind the strategy and methods he uses to make art, and a lot of people can see that value. So
Yeah, you gotta treat your artists well. Like, they're a part of the people that are creating value for whatever it is you're making, right? We can just make things, and then that will turn into memes and other stuff that the community can turn into, you know, just more stuff, right?
yeah, like, because I mean, even now, right? Like, John Cheese made the NFCs, and now he's sitting here watching all of his NFCs talk and have a podcast. So,
It's probably kind of surreal.
yeah, that's actually got to be nuts, right? Like, hand drawing everything, and then you're at a point, you're at like the end game where like, oh man, everything that I did is like coming to life, coming to fruition, or whatever.
I feel like the dev that adopted Cheese, but not
Yeah.
really, because Mr. One does a lot of stuff too, and Barney and
Yeah.
everyone else.
I'm just
For you to get a
wondering.
website going, sorry, but for you to get a website to actually function, like so many people act like they can do that.
They do, and from my perspective, I think it's really important to judge people on what they actually do. Like, it doesn't really matter what you say, because if you can't back it up with creating stuff and action, yeah, talk is cheap.
Yeah, because I mean, at some point, like everything, kind of like what you said earlier, like everybody kind of falls through, or a lot of people fall through, right? Like a lot of people overpromise, and underdeliver.
Oh yeah.
And then
Yeah,
what,
definitely.
right? Like everybody's in the space just like, oh man, like nothing ever happens. I never made any money on
Nothing ever
this.
happened. Yeah. It's a shame because it's a wasted opportunity, I think. If you don't capitalize on some really passionate people who want to see some cool stuff, you know.
Yeah, like the archetypes. I'm gonna pull up the archetypes. Let me find it.
I wanted to say that earlier. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the website is the cheese archetype page.
Oh yeah,
I loved it so much. It makes me smile every time.
Yeah, if cheese Jamie can pull up on the screen momentarily. But yeah, I was thinking about when we were doing the website, and I was like, well, everyone contributes and thinks about cheese in a different way. So how can we represent the contributions of different people? And yeah, it's just cool because everyone loves cheese and does cheese their own unique way, and I think that's what makes us really
Yeah,
cool.
it's all inclusive of literally every single holder, from the top holder to the holder that has literally one singular craft single. I mean, you can find yourself and see yourself in any of the archetypes in however way you interact with cheese.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, this is overgeneralizes perhaps a bit too much, but I'm sure you can think of dozens of more different archetypes. But yeah, people contribute in their own unique way. You know, if you've ever made a meme, you're an artist. If you've ever theory crafted or thought about how to approach a problem, you know, you're a scientist. And by building stuff, I mean, no one's expecting you to build, you know, the next premier Web3 platform, but
Yeah, you don't have
even
to
just
make
contributing.
you don't have to make pump.fun 7, right?
Yeah, totally, man. I mean, even if you're just helping place a single brick that's part of a bigger structure, you're contributing in a way that's very valuable. And I think it's really cool to just celebrate that and recognize that everyone's doing things their own way towards the one kind of unified goal of just being cheese to meet everyone.
Everyone, every single person. Yeah, and that's what I say, especially like me and Mr. One are probably one of the bigger like making custom NFTs for people. Like I even recently commissioned John Cheese to like make some extra traits in his style, just for like a friend. And I think people don't realize, like, at the end of the day, like there's collectors, there's artists, there's people that are like just will be like law of attracted to the project because like, oh man, I see the same style, I see the same art, I see the same, you know, 5 or 6 people that all like want to like propagate that art more and more, and then what? They're like, oh man, it's just fun, I want to show up. So.
Yeah, and they definitely do. So yeah, again, I suppose in a way, it's a way to celebrate all cheese involvement at every level. So thanks everyone.
So where I guess it'd be kind of under the cheese lover archetype, but where's the autistic shit poster located? Because I think
It's
that might
gotta
be
be
an
the lover.
archetype in its own.
It's got to be the lover.
It probably falls under cheese lover. But
Okay. I think that's how I self-identify.
I mean, you know what? Look, the cheese RPG archetypes, we can definitely add some DLC, free DLC. and we can certainly
Free DLC.
free cheese DL cheese. We'll call it DL cheese,
Yeah,
DL
the DL
cheese,
cheese.
yeah. Need that bad.
and it will add some more classes you can play as. Definitely.
Yeah, and like behind the scenes, we were definitely like, oh yeah, let's just put the team on there. Like, let's make it, Barney, Mr. One, and all these people, and they were like, it's really not about us. It's not about.
Yeah, I was hard against that just because like full disclosure, like I was on there and I was just like, nah, it's I'm a voice for the voiceless. Like if it wasn't me, it'd be somebody else. Like I just found a role and I played my role. If it wasn't me, it would be someone else. So it takes all of us. It takes a village. It takes a den of rats.
Yeah, a hole of rats. Because I mean, that's like John Cheese's thing, right? He's like, oh, if I didn't make the art, who would?
You made me think of that. Have you seen that picture of that pole where all those rats are huddled at the bottom of it? They're like all huddled together.
I'm looking. I'm finding.
It's like, I don't know if it's like raining or so. There's some sort of weather thing happening, but I don't know. They're all huddled at the bottom of this pole, and and then you can see all their tails going around. It's a weird decorative looking nest of, but yeah, it takes more than.
It literally takes a hole filled with rats. That's what it takes.
A mischief of rats, as they say.
A mischief of
Yeah,
rats.
it's a mischief,
that's
right?
Yeah.
What about Rat Kings?
They're
What?
They're like penguins. They're all like huddled together.
Damn, I can't find it. If you find it, you gotta send it to me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my big thing. It's like I always think about like the concept of Rat Kings, where there's like, oh man, they're all just stuck by their tails because they've all like been coexisting for so long. And I think that's kind of what we do. Is like people just like we rub shoulders for so long that it's like, oh man, like why not go on the podcast? Why not make art? Why not participate in this event or this project? So
Emily,
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Actually, I was thinking about it because earlier you mentioned how um, people would kind of like burn you and disrespect you in different ways. And you've been in this space for a long time. You said, and I think in the other space you said that. So, what are some of like the better experiences that you've had with your time in this space as an artist?
Mm, well, I think that the ones that like let you be an artist, I think let you like freely be yourself, I think have been really nice. So yeah, I kind of gravitate more to those that let you like joke around more. I don't like, yeah, because all of the ones that kind of turned into the like, I go to the gym or I do this or I'm too cool for that, they were like chill at first and then they kind of flip. So it's just like, I think the good experiences, I think, I guess like I don't know if I feel comfortable shilling them.
oh no, you're good. You can talk about if you had good experiences with them, it's fine. We would
If
like
you
to
had a
talk
good
about them.
experience, like yeah, absolutely. Like feel free.
Okay. Well, okay, so like Popcat is like I guess the more popular one that has always been kind-hearted, and then all of that kind of like, then they have like a hee one that has always like, they've just always been they let me edit little videos with things and like just letting me, I guess like things that are nostalgic to me that I'm able to do that connect to things that I did from school and stuff, and they let me do stuff and they get the jokes that I'm doing without being like, what the hell are you doing? And as they climb up in their market cap or whatever the hell, they don't change their attitude.
They haven't switched up.
Yeah, or like horse meat, they're wild in their creativity, you know.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna lie. I see all the horseman posts are really hilarious.
Yeah, I see all of those that you post. Yeah.
yeah, so and it's like it's joking out of my boundaries in some way, you know. Like I would never say these things to somebody, you know, and it's like it's also things that I art that I would take pride in that I wouldn't be too embarrassed about in some cases, you know. So it also like challenges me, and then so those are what if they like, and some of the people that will do things back and forth with me, the engagement is fun, you know. So I really
Yeah.
like
You guys get to play,
the
like simply, like artists get to play.
yeah, it's a really strange playground that I really like, that they aren't putting me down or getting jealous or getting dramatic. Like some coins have gotten really dramatic, or like when there was another extension off of another coin that I got up to $1 million market cap, and I was really proud of that. But then like everybody got all dramatic and they like pulled it all down and cheated it, you know. So it was just like I just noticed when people get greedy when the zeros climb, you know. And
Yeah,
so
start running off the zeros, and then everybody's like, "Oh man, you know, we have to whales do something," you know.
Yeah, and so and I get kind of pulled around where they try to manipulate, like, because at first it's like, Emily, can you help us with this? You know, and so it's like, or like, if I'm helping them, they kind of sideline me. So, and I don't really care if they are doing good. It's kind of just like, well, F you then. I don't really care how much you're making. It's like, if you guys are like that, I don't want to be around you, you know. So it's just like I like
if
to
you
be
ruin the
around-
vibes, I don't want to show up anyways, right?
Yeah, so I just like to I don't like the kind of stress, so I just like to be around people that just want to do what they enjoy, no matter if they're making the money or not.
So what about you, John Cheese? Are you gonna be here at 500 billion, bro, or are you we're gonna be we have too much of an ego at that point?
Too jaded.
I'm locked in, man. I'm locked in. I'm here. I want to help my fellow rats try to elevate what they're doing, you know, in the way that I can, if I can.
So
But
do you
mean, you've
nah,
been here-
yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, did you do that oil painting? Was that in like the first 2 weeks?
Yes, it was.
He
That's
said-
crazy.
I was compelled. I was completely compelled to fucking do that shit.
That's actually insane, bro.
I've also gotten like, I mean, like I've watched people grow their own businesses in here. So I mean, to see friends do things that in their own achievements, you know what I mean. So like seeing that, like, I mean, I don't, my wins don't have to be a win. I like seeing other people win, which sounds cheesy in itself, but like, you know, so so I just like to see the little thing, the good things that keep happening here. So that's kind of
if we all get a block of cheese, then everybody eats, right?
Yeah, for me, it's the network is your net worth kind of thing, right? If everyone in your little group is winning, the odds of you winning go up, right? So gatekeeping other people from doing things, or like trying to dictate, you know, what Emily or whoever else might want to do it's counterproductive. You want to be able to help somebody towards a goal that they want to do, because you know they already like doing what they're doing, and if you can help them do it better, then that's, you know, that's the best thing you can do, because that eventually that will translate into the coin. It might not show in the first week or month or year or whatever, but it'll show eventually.
That has been my biggest gripe with, like, just the landscape of meme coins in general, especially on Solana, is, like, a rising tide really does lift all ships. There's no reason to gatekeep anything. We can all win together, and it's really puzzling to me how the way that, like, I'm not singling out anybody specifically. It's just a general thing I see
Call
where,
them out by name.
you know, certain people want like only their coin to win, and that's fine. Like everybody wants their whatever they're biased towards to win, but then they also want the other ones around them to lose, and
Wanting them to
I don't
lose is
think
like
they
the crazy
realize
part.
that. Yeah, there's going to be enough money to go around for the projects with genuine people and artists and missions and whatever, what have you. There will be enough for all of us to win together. So I really don't understand that gatekeeping mentality that you just mentioned, John Cheese.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing too, especially with people being very cross-chain or like single-chained, like single chain minded. Like, dude, I came from ETH, and like I'm not an ETH maxi, I'm not a Solana
Right,
maxi,
right.
and I tell people all the time, I'm like, I literally have been like watching for a Sproto for like 3 weeks. I'm like, dude, I want to sweep a Sproto NFT. I want to like buy a bag of this. I want to buy a bag of that. Like, I just have been sitting around, and I tell people I buy art coins all the time. Like,
Dude, I came from before Solana, I came from ICP, which if you know anything about ICP lore, like Solana is like mortal enemy. SBF, FTX, that is like mortal enemy. And for a long time, like I gate kept myself from Solana because, you know, I had that like tribe mentality of like, ew, gross, Solana. And then I stumbled upon Solana, and guess what? Now I'm here with Cheese. So
now you're cheese
gatekeeping
maxing.
yourself does you absolutely no fucking favors at all.
Yeah, you have to go from a scarcity mindset to, a growth mindset, right? There's just money flying around, man. Like, there's plenty. It's just a matter of like, helping other people get it.
Yeah,
Because
and
eventually, if you help somebody, they're gonna remember that. They're gonna say, in a week, a month, however long, like, this person helped me. I need to return the favor,
yeah,
right? And unless you're dealing with somebody that's, a rat or like just complete garbage, then you could probably figure that out yourself.
yeah. You usually know that beforehand, and you don't help them in the first place. Because that was my thing with you, John Cheese. Is I was like, we were talking about a lot of Ethereum NFTs, and you were like, people are just spending this much on this and this much on this, and collections are just going crazy. And it's like, what do you do, right? Like it's hard to be like, oh yes, I'm not going to participate as an artist, but like, you also have to do something every day, right? Like you have to, like, if it's not cheese, right? Like you're like, oh, I want to make an ETH NFT collection, and that's like what you work on the side. But like, you live on Solana, but you have a bag in ICP or whatever. Like, I think people just get too married to their bags and married to their chains. So
Definitely, most definitely. Well said.
You need to be agnostic when it comes to value.
And investing in general.
Oh yeah, totally, dude. If something is tasty, it looks good, just go for it. Just because it's in a industry or a particular sector you don't really like, doesn't matter, man.
yeah, just
Money-
rotate your
money
profits into
talks.
cheese.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it, man. That's it.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of NFTs, etc., and Web3, I do have an open question for the floor, regarding AI art in general. My view is that it has its purpose, but I generally view it as slop. What do you think?
I think AI is very much a tool, right?
Yeah.
It depends on how you use it. And for an artist, if you can use it correctly, you can save hours of your time. And when you're doing artwork or things on commission, and every hour matters, saving 10 minutes, 20 minutes means, that extra dollar, right? But there's also the human element of storytelling, composition, and other things that, AI, I don't think is going to be there quite yet. It might get there. I don't know if it will, but there's just that human element to it.
Yeah, I agree completely. I mean, there's obviously a very like you could have a very complicated philosophical discussion about aesthetics and value in art. Yeah, generally speaking, I'm quite antagonistic towards AI generated art. As a tool, it's valuable, I think, but I think it's quite dangerous. I think with Web3 and crypto, I think the general reaction, and I don't want to generalize, but I think the general reaction is that when people see AI crypto coins, they have a kind of natural aversion to them. Do you think that's a fair enough statement to make?
I think that my AI boyfriend slash therapist would disagree with you.
Big GPT,
Oh wow.
big Chet. I have my girlfriend uses a lot of ChatGPT, and I tell her all the time. I was like, oh, it's ChatGPT. You know, you talked to Chet today and figured out everything you wanted to do. With art, it's hard, right? Like I agree with John Cheese, and like it's definitely a tool that a lot of people overuse. Some people are at a disadvantage from underusing. I think at some point it's going to be, as far as culture on chain, I think a lot of people are going to be like, oh yes, like AI, like being minted, being like the front runner of different coins. There's a couple of launch pads that are like literally have like a Mid-Journey like integrated into the launch pad. And like, oh, you can AI generate your art on the launch pad also while you launch the coin. It's like, I think we're going to get really cheated where it's like the dead internet theory where it's like, there's the only real things and real gems are going to be people making stuff.
I think from my perspective, I'm not an artist, so I'm technically I'm the consumer of it, I guess, right? I think for me it's pretty easy, or not easy, but I can discern whether something that was made with AI was made with like genuine care for the craft of the art, and when it's just slop for the sake of slop, or just algorithm bait, or anything in that regard. It's easy to tell when somebody puts a meaning behind it and when somebody does not. And that's what is like important to me. That's what I value personally.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
important thing, is not letting yourself just type a prompt in and then immediately just using whatever it spits out, right? For the creative, it's about not letting yourself let a tool turn into a crutch, right? You want to use it and let it help you, but not that you're depending on it.
Yeah, I like it sometimes for like details. Like I took Patrick for SpongeBob, and I made him into this like dead creature in the AI, and then I asked for the holes to be deeper, and like I asked for more detail. But then I took it into this Adobe Photoshop thing, and then like I edited it and I added more like other things to it. So like it's just fun. It's fun to be like, it's fun to think about ideas really quick, but it's also fun to like edit and fix it, or edit some of the lighting and stuff, because sometimes it's a little too cartoony, or like you can take part, like sometimes I'll get like 5 different images of something, and then I'll morph it kind of. So I think it's kind of fun to I don't know, like I guess like a collage. I kind of think of it as that kind of, but like I wouldn't depend on it. And I think it's kind of funny when somebody says that they're an AI artist and they are just like typing,
Yeah,
and
just
then
a
like
prompt
they
maxer.
just and then they just keep the ones that they think are like, they like they like I went through every photo, and like these are
Yeah,
like
this one had the best vibes. Yeah. Just vibe arting. Yeah.
this is and then this is the 150 of the series, or whatever. So but I don't, I think it's kind of, it's for like a certain level of intelligence in some way. Like
Fair.
I wouldn't expect I wouldn't expect
That's a pretty hot
like
take.
somebody, well, because I wouldn't want it to, because because it's really dumb on some of the things. Like if you say something, it'll take a word and fuck it up, and then it's like a bug. Like if it makes its own bug, it'll assume the bug is right on what you said, and it'll assume something, and it might kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not.
It's a feature, not a bug. All of a sudden.
Yeah, and so you don't want to trust something like that. But like I do think it's kind of cool in like some things where you could be like, well, can I easily just like can I have this with a reflection of that? Can I have the angle of this and angle of that? I think it's handy, but I do think that it's important to not have it be a crutch, and to learn how to do that, and to not say that you're an artist when you just type something.
Yeah, you just type prompts. That's like I agree with John Cheese. Is like I think me and Mr. One fall in the category of like we're not particularly like from the ground up artistic, but we do a lot of like we're just some wizards with Photoshop, etc. And I think like we are kind of the class where we benefit in the middle. We're like, oh, we use AI a lot, but we also spend another hour in Photoshop, an hour in like whatever image editing thing, and like touching up things in a way we want.
I think that you guys are artists because you're still visualizing something and bringing it, like
There's care behind the craft.
Yeah. The only thing, and then some people like try to get really crazy and be like, well, what if it's somebody that's like blind and they can't use their body, and this is the way that they speak for their art? I'm like, okay, fine, that passes, whatever. Okay, like like some people
you don't have to be an ableist, right? Tell them to get the what's the brain implant that Big Dog Elon's working on?
Yeah, where that person did their signature or whatever.
Yeah, the Neuralink. Yeah, they can play CS:GO, but they can't do art with Neuralink. Come on, bro.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It might be said that philosophically that, or traditionally maybe, that art is about human expression, right? Maybe the issue with AI art, quote unquote, is that because there's no intention, it's not really expressing anything.
That's a good way to put it.
The question I would pose is, if you see some artwork and you can't tell if it's been made by a machine, and the art makes you kind of feel something, does it really matter that it's not made by a human?
The Turing test. The artistic
It basically
Turing
is,
test.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the uncanny valley of AI that like a lot of people are really familiar with. Is like, I don't know. I see it a lot because I like engage with artists a lot. Especially a couple years ago, I was like putting a lot of artists on chain and stuff, and I think that's the hard part that they say is like there's people that are artists, like analog or otherwise. Like I know John Cheese does painting. That like they might just they do charcoal or they do ink and art or this and that, and they come on and they're like, I can't go on chain because it's not crisp, it's not digital, it's not great this, and like you look at people in Tezos, and what's the other one? Avex? I think Avex is another big art chain.
Yeah.
And you see people on there like, oh yes, I have to upload these digital scans of like my oil art because like there's no way else to make them into NFTs, and I'm like, those people are so successful. And sometimes for them the hurdle is getting through the tech, like being able to mint their NFT, be able to put it on whatever launchpad, and I think people are like really not tapping into that. And I think when people use AI, they're keeping those, they're kind of gatekeeping those people that have the skills, and that's like the part that bothers me the most.
Yeah, I was actually, there's a guy that does YouTube, and he is really into buying the NFTs that are digital, and he'll get those ones that look like digital mistakes, and he'll like zoom in on different parts of them and be like, look at that, look at this, look at that, and like he's I under like I guess like you just have to have that kind of interest in that kind of stuff, or like have that kind of interest in that niche to be that type of artist. To get like, I'm more cartoony, and I don't know, I think it's good that art is like so in such a range, you know, because like there's so many different styles out there, but it's like taking that cubism or something and then making it into a digital animated thing or whatever, and it's like, why, you know, and it's like, why would you spend so much money on that? And it's like, well, because, you know.
Yeah.
So but it just is, you know. And so there's so much out there. That's why I get a little overwhelmed by how many blockchains out there that I could put my art in or focus on. Like, I just kind of, that was another thing why, like, I kind of like what you guys are doing on, like, just like I like interactive kind of stuff. This is kind of stuff that I've done prior, so it's like I can't focus on one thing. That's
Yeah,
my other
one thing.
problem.
Yeah, one thing is, especially, this is like a big conversation in like SocialFi and stuff at like conventions that like I've been to a couple times, where people talk about like it's easier for the consumer to not feel like they have to interact with a blockchain. It should just feel like the regular internet the whole time. And like if it's easier, if like cool, my little brother can hop on and like be on chain and he doesn't know it, that's way better for him than him caring about being on chain. I think artists suffer from that the most, because they're just like, oh, I want to make art, but like, what is minting? What is Metaplex? What is like Ethereum? Like, what is OpenSea? Like, what are all these things that like the art lives on these places? And it like really puts people at a disadvantage, especially if they're interested.
Yeah, that was a big issue for me back in 21. Is just everything is so fragmented, and it's everything could have like, you know, Algorand could have its own little onboarding thing for making NFTs, but then you'll jump over to Ethereum and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no sort of standard or consistency. So right, if you're not, you know, technically inclined to go and knuckle through and figure out how you do it, that's just like the end of it. You just
Yeah.
go back to whatever you were just doing.
Yeah, that's what, like I said, when I talk about when I worked with artists before and put them on chain, that's what I used to do. Is I used to help people get on Tezos, help people get on OpenSea and shit, like actually make their like one-on-one collections. And I just think a lot of people get so stuck, right? Where it's like, you mean, like John Cheese, you say you're a formal artist, like, oh, you know, you probably have an artist friend from school or artist friend from whatever that you met later in life. That like you tell them, you're like, oh, I've been on chain. Now my collection's like this big community on the internet. And then like they're gonna look at you like, oh man, like how can I cash in on that? Like how can I participate? How can I be whatever? And like do you think you have to gatekeep other artists, or do you think, you know, like oh, this is my crash course, this is what I went through? Or
Well, I mean, it goes back to the whole gatekeeping thing. Is a different artist, like every artist is different. They have their own voice, their own kind of style. Like not everybody is gonna like mice, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe somebody else likes some other thing. So
The
there's
anti-mice.
always going to be that niche, and it's just a matter of finding your niche and, you know, creating things that you like. Eventually you'll find people that are interested in your work, and that's more important than, you know, saying, hey, here, look at this really cool thing. By the way, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it doesn't help. It doesn't help crypto overall. Like, what if they couldn't make a collection that onboarded, you know, 100,000 people? It's that kind of level that you have to think about. Is if I don't help this person, what am I depriving someone else of?
yeah, because I mean what is our size, like 1,200 people or something? It's like something like 2,200 holders, 1,200 people in the TG, and like there's definitely a number of those people that are like, oh man, we saw the mice. There's a number of those people that said we saw the website, we saw this, and they come on, and then like that guy might just be nobody. He might just be somebody with $10 that buys onto the chart. But like at the same time, like that guy might have a friend who's like, dude, I just saw this crazy thing. I bought $10. I don't know what's going on, and his friend might be, who knows what. He might also be an artist. He might also be, make some kind of content.
Yeah, all it takes is one person.
Yeah, and I think that's what's hard with onboarding with a lot of people is they're just like, oh, like how do I go and tell Jack that I work with at, McCheddar's, and I want to tell him to like, hey, get into this thing that I'm doing. Like, do you think onboarding should be hard, or do you think onboarding should be easy? Do you think it's word of mouth? Do you think you have to like law of attract everybody, or like what do you think gets new faces in for like even the layman?
I think in its current state, I think we're really a lot earlier than we think we are in crypto. It's still difficult for normies to interact in general with crypto stuff. So I think bridging the gap. I don't know. It's difficult.
Making content, I think, is always like a good thing.
For sure, yeah, because anybody can consume content, right? Like you don't need a wallet to consume content.
Yeah, more eyeballs, and it's fun to do. Yeah. And then doing little like hashtag things, which I know it sounds cliche, but I don't know, like if there's like an easy tagline to keep saying.
A tagline? Cheese to meet you?
Cheese to meet you.
Cheese to meet you. Cough.
What? Cheese to meet you.
Soon you'll have a be able to purchase a plushie that you can squeeze its hand.
Nice.
Little rat will speak back to you. Cheese to
Oh,
meet you.
really?
Yep, real.
That's awesome.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, samples got messed up. They're coming. This is the alpha.
Yeah.
This is the
Oh,
alpha if
really?
you watch to the end. Yeah, this is the alpha if you watch to the end.
Free alpha alert. Free alpha alert.
Yeah, the samples are soon.
Alpha incoming.
Speaking of art, actually, maybe I think I suppose John, Cheese, and M might know this better than what I might. But can you think of any examples where Web3 art has then gone into the physical world? I mean, does it happen commonly?
I have a Hoba plushie that wants a little mouse now.
Nice.
But no, it doesn't happen very often. I think it's honestly only just starting to happen in like an honest way.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you know about the galleries, Emily? Have you seen any of the galleries yourself?
You mean like physically? What do you mean?
Yeah, so I have seen recently that they're doing a lot of like NFT art galleries where it's like there's giant displays and then like people are making real versions of them.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. This is like my own skepticism about it. It's like it feels very much like early art laundering because it's the curations are pretty tight knit, to say the least. So a lot of people are selling art for like way too much just because they made it into these galleries, like NFT galleries, and it's like they don't even exist yet. They like print them or whatever later. So it feels like money laundering, but that's just
There's been, yeah. I mean, there's been attempts, but like there haven't been like I wouldn't. And then there's been like T-shirts and stuff that people do. But like I feel like it's only starting this year that people are only the quality I think has gotten better.
Oh yeah, that's. I mean, I remember early, like Bored Apes merch just being shirts and stuff. It was just like all kind of junk.
Everybody was upset about the hoodies or something. I forget what. There's a few, or and then when they came out with the water or like the store, everybody was mad at it and stuff. It's just that people are more positive this year.
Yeah, more receptive to it too. It's like I think,
Yeah.
like we
Not
talked to
throwing
Din
it
about the plushies. Like people love the plushies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want physical merchandise just to be a checkbox. Like you don't just make t-shirts because you can make t-shirts.
Yeah, it's not like, damn, we have t-shirts. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, I feel like it was like too soon. Too soon.
yeah.
before.
Like we're just too early again, right?
Mhm.
You want your merch to be swag. You want it to be cool, funky.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it before about maybe having the archetypes on t-shirts. That'd be fucking sick. Like, dude, if we had like the builder, the artist t-shirts, that would go nuts.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute. Different.
Personally, out of merch, like, I really just want something that, like, I feel comfortable wearing out in public, and someone wouldn't look at me and be like, "All right, what is
Fucking
wrong with
weirdo,
this
yeah.
guy?
Yeah, what?
What is wrong with this
Yeah.
fucking weirdo?"
Yeah, something that blends in. I have
For
a
sure, something that's like
shirt-
cool, but also is uniquely part of what you're representing.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I have one of those from another. It's like we're all like we all draw and stuff, and they all made one, and it's kind of like that. It's like a emblem, kind of, where it kind
Yeah.
of, yeah. It makes your day, but it's not like, what the hell?
Yeah, do we have anything that like directly ramps? Wait, sorry, I'm like theory crafting in the head for merch right now. I'm like, dude, what if you could just buy merch with like cheese or something?
I think that's possible, and I don't want to say the wrong thing and be wrong and spread misinformation. Excuse me. But I swear I saw a crypto marketplace specifically for merch. I'm pretty sure I've sent it into one of the chats before.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that, especially
Oh yeah.
especially
Do you know
with
what I'm
like the
talking
samples
about,
coming.
Mr. One?
Yeah, the technology definitely exists, for lack of a better term, or the platform. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I wouldn't
technology.
mind though, like all of his different the weird faces that the mouse made. Like I'm kind of on this excursion to make as many weird faces as much as I can.
Oh, absolutely.
More the merrier.
Yeah, so if you definitely want to help us make animations for the pod, let me know. I could use the help sometimes. I make pretty simple ones.
I think you guys were trying to work on like a new interactive background, right?
Yeah, that's still in the wraps. John Cheese and
sorry.
Mr. One will let me
That
know
more
what they
alpha?
want to do. Yeah, that's more alpha for the pod.
Fuck. Spilled too much alpha. Sorry, guys.
That's all right, Jeffrey. Sometimes when you love something so much like cheese, it just it's.
I just can't contain myself, man.
Look,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it leaks out of every nook and cranny. So
Every orifice.
every orifice.
Cheese
man,
Whiz is
it's
just
tough.
oozing out of his pocket.
All right. Well, before we get to the end of the show here, I would be so upset with myself if I didn't at least bring up my favorite aspect of the new website, which is buy.cheese.now. I mean, it makes me so happy just thinking about it. Using it is a breeze. I love showing it to everybody. It is incredible. I love it so much. I can't put it into words.
Yeah, cheese in 30 seconds. We really did it.
And there's no lie either. And actually, it's quite funny because Buy Cheese Now, which is our cheese on ramp, I had this experience with a friend a few weeks ago where I tried to showed her cheese. She loved it, and she asked me straight away, "Okay, how can I get some cheese?" And doing the whole thing of downloading Phantom, explaining how Dexes work, getting her account funded with the Solana. I mean, luckily she already had an account with a central exchange in our country, but it's very, very tricky. And, you know, unless you have someone there who's Web3 competent and can walk you through the steps, it's very hard. So with the cheese on-ramp, as far as we know, there's no other token out there, especially at our size, that has something that works as quickly and as well as this to onboard users into our token. So it's really, really cool and very cheesy.
Yeah, because I mean, especially how we talk about like onboarding like artists or people that want to participate in the community, right? Like we could just go on the stream like, hey man, you make great art. Do you want to be part of this community? Here's this on ramp in 4 minutes. And like you get them to participate.
And you know, because we're decentralized and community run, owning cheese means you own equity in the in cheese.
Yeah, until venture
And it's
capitalists
super
come.
Yeah, it's super easy, man.
VCs will be exit liquidity.
Yep.
They will. It's quite surprising that other tokens don't have something like this.
Well, other tokens don't have what we have, Mr. One.
That is very true. They don't have the
each other.
cheese. That is very true.
I don't have
It's,
a Mr. One.
Yeah, they don't have a
Not
Mr. One.
Mr. One.
They don't have a Jeff.
rat. I'm just one rat.
No Jeff, no
It's,
Barney, no Diz. Oof.
No Diz, no Emily, no John Cheese, no Death, no Smugrat, no Salt. Hold on, let me open Telegram and list every single person.
Yeah. Every rat matters.
I'm gonna read out every single wallet address, character by character. You can't leave until I'm finished with all 2,200 odd addresses.
So yeah,
No, but sincerely, like the on ramp, it's so much more than just an on ramp because really it's an opportunity for people who are curious about how crypto works. It's the full package in introducing somebody how to actually do stuff on chain. And I haven't seen anything else like that in my few years in crypto. Something that's so seamless and so simple that anybody can understand it in less than 5 minutes. I really sincerely cannot think of anything else that does that.
Yeah, and this thing also does a wallet generation for you. So you
Exactly,
don't need
yeah.
you don't need to confuse yourself with the dozens of wallet apps on your phone or computer you can grab. It puts the funds right into a new wallet for you. You save your seed phrase and you can regenerate it and access your funds whenever you like. So, and it's all built with love by Cheese. So,
And Bartoshi.
and
Yeah,
Bartoshi, correct?
Yeah, we did all the assets too, so it's basically everything. Well, yeah, that's probably gonna be our outro. If John Cheese and Emily wanted to say anything before we wrap you guys up.
I think I'm good. I think you guys did good.
Much appreciated.
Thanks.
We tried our best.
Yeah, we
Thanks
literally
for the
do our
vote of
best.
confidence.
That's all you can do is your best.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, John Cheese, you got an outro.
I was cheesed to be here.
Cheese to have you, my friend.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you, Emily. Thank you, John Cheese, for joining us on our creatives episode 9 of the Rat Hole. If if no one else has anything to say, wherever you may be in the world, have a good day, have a good night. As always, cheese to meet you, and we'll see you next time.
Nice. He said it. He said it. Cheese to meet everybody. Cheese to be here.